श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। By the divine grace of Jagat Mata Shri Jnana Shri Rajarajeshwari, by the grace of the most benevolent, benefactor, the glory of whom one can never describe, that is Guru. And all over the world, all disciples, all Shishyas, all recipients of this grace know the value of Guru. So today, the Bharatiya Samskriti, the most ancient treasure house of wisdom, in which the role of the master and the disciple is a very, very prominent role in every single activity. So that Samskriti has given us a celebration once in a year. This is the month of Ashadha, the Ashadha Masa. So we take the lunar calendar, Chandramana. We have two types of calendars which are followed prominently. Many other calendars are also followed, but prominently two calendars are followed in Bharatiya Samskriti. One is called as the solar calendar, the other one is called the lunar calendar. The solar calendar or Sauramana, Sauramana Masaha, Sauramana Varshaha, or Sauramanam. Sauramanam itself means the measurement of time. The word Manam means measurement of time. The Saura comes from the word Surya. From Surya comes Saura. So Sauramana. And from Chandra comes Chandra. Chandramana. We have two types of calendars. So among the second type of calendar called as Chandramana, the 12 months Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jyeshtha, Ashadha, the fourth lunar month. The full moon day which falls in this lunar month called as Ashadha Masa has been fixed as the Vyasa Purnima or Guru Purnima. So today there is a request from a devotee that they would like to listen about the Guru Purnima. What is Guru Purnima? What is the importance of Guru Purnima? What is the purpose? Why we celebrate this Guru Purnima? In what context do we celebrate this Guru Purnima? The word Guru or Vyasa, first and foremost, because it is Vyasa Purnima or Guru Purnima. Purnima, all of us know, it's the day, full moon day. It is the Ashadha Masa, the fourth lunar month, the full moon day. That is the day we celebrate. Purnima, we know, Vyasa is Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishi, or is called as Badarayana, is called as Satyavati Putra, Parashara Putra. So he has got so many different names. And Bhagavan Veda Vyasa is considered as Sakshat Parameshwara, Sakshat Narayana Surupa. Vyasastu Bhagavan Swayam. Vyasastu Bhagavan Swayam. And Bhagavan Veda Vyasa, who is Bhagavan Veda Vyasa? If you ask, today if anywhere in the world a person is uttering the word Krishna, Rama or Shiva or Devi or any such words pertaining to the forms of God, Ganapati, Skanda, any word in Sanskrit. So none else can take the authorship of that particular or the credit of having given us that word other than Vedavyasa. 18 Puranas, what you have heard of Ashtadasha Puranani, and whatever you heard as Mahabharatam, and whatever you have heard as Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, whatever you have heard as Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and if you have heard that there are 4 Vedas, all this to give it to the world, it is the credit goes to Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishi. Entire credit goes to Bhagavan Veda Vyasa Rishi. Well, there are so many debates about Was there one Vyasa or two Vyasas, or is it a title name, or is it a, all that we cannot go in because it is so vast and so deep a matter that one cannot go into those details. But one can definitely understand that Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi was a Medhavi, a brilliant person, and he is a human. That's the beautiful part. It's a human. Therefore we celebrate today, and because all that is taught today in Bharatiya Samskriti, I don't say Bharat alone, in Bharatiya Samskriti all over the world, whatever is taught in the form of knowledge, so all people, they would definitely have to owe their allegiance, owe their gratitude to Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi, because he is the person who gave us all this beautiful knowledge. There are so many things which are question marks. How could he compile such beautiful work? When did he compile? What is the age of these things? Nobody can answer this question. It's all beyond the capacity of human. With all the gadgets and technology and all the methods of dating things, they are still not able to arrive. Therefore, today is the day where we offer all the people who follow the Bharatiya Samskriti, offer their gratitude, offer their worship, offer their pranams to Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi. It's called as Vyasa Purnima. First thing is Vyasa Purnima. Second thing is same thing is called as Guru Purnima. We all know that as time passes, the epochs change. And we are from the Puranas, we know that there is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga. So people who are there in the Satya Yuga, although we have heard about Chiranjeevis, Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi is also a Chiranjeevi. Ashwathama, Balir Vyaso, Hanumanscha Vibhishanaha, Kripa Parashuramascha, Saptaite Chiranjeevinaha, Saptaitan Smarin Nityam, Markande Mathashtamam, Jeevet Varshashatam Sagram Apamrityu Vivarjitaha. This is the shloka which reminds us of the Ashta Chiranjeevis, 8 Chiranjeevis. So these Chiranjeevis, among them Vyasa Rishi is one. So Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi, first of all, Vyasa Purnima. Second is the Guru Purnima, because Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi is not there in front of us in human form, but whatever he has given the world is being given to us by another human form. Another human form, and this human form is not just giving us the textual knowledge. Please understand, this is such a very, very deep meaning in this one. This particular human form of the Guru who is giving us the knowledge what Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi has given to the world is not just the verbal knowledge or the informative knowledge. The status of the Guru or the concept of the Guru or the pedestal on which we, the recipients of this knowledge, place is equal to Parabrahma. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So you have got umpteen compositions on the glory of Guru. Among them Guru Gita is one, and every day in every school, everywhere people chant this verse definitely. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave. What does it actually mean? Guru is the creator. Guru is the protector. Guru is the one who removes all unnecessary. That's why he is the Samhara Karta, Rudra also. And Guru Sakshat Parabrahma is the unified form of the Trimurtis. He is the unified form of the Trimurti. That is, he has got all the powers. Everything is there in the Guru. Please understand, this is that concept with which we approach the Master. There are so many questions which may rise in your mind, no? Should not the Guru actually show us that power what is being attributed to in the scriptures and everything? The Guru is one person. The Guru is that Mahatma, that saint, who actually does not need anything. This is where we lose track. The Guru is that great soul who does not need anything from anybody. If you want to define the Guru, you should go to the Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna says about himself. Krishna says about Krishna. He says, Naiva Krishna talks about that great master. The master, he says, Naiva tasya kritena artho. Naiva tasya kritenartha na eva tasya, that particular Mahatma has nothing to benefit from any activity which is done. Naiva tasya kritenartho na kriteneha kaschan. If an activity is not done, from that also there is no benefit for that Mahatma. Nachasya sarva bhuteshu kaschidartha vyapashrayah. And that Mahatma, that great soul, is not dependent upon anybody for anything. Very, very difficult to understand this. Because what we see seems to be otherwise. So we take it for granted. Many things we take for granted and lose track. And there is a small confusion, also a lot of confusion comes because of the state of affairs in the world, because of the social setup present. What setup was there earlier is different. What setup is there today is different. So the gurus earlier also had ashrams. Now also gurus have ashrams, but immediately the disciples or the devotees come to conclusion that the ashram is being looked after by devotees. The ashram is being maintained by devotees. So in the moment a person comes to this conclusion, there is a cut-off of the relationship between the guru and the disciple. Immediately. And therefore, the person who thinks so is only a commercial, transactional person. And he will not receive any knowledge at all. There won't be any knowledge transferred from the master to that person. So today, we have planned for a 10-minute message, Guru Purnima. Today's message is, one cannot understand the depth of the Guru. Vajradapi kathorani, the Guru will be harder than, very, very more apparently cruel than a diamond which can cut glass. Vajradapi kathorani, mruduni kusumadapi, the Guru can be softer than the softest flower in the world. Mudhuni kusumadapi, lokottaranam chetansi. Lokottara means the one who has transcended all the needs of this world, that mind who can understand. Ohi vijñātumarhati. So whatever I have spoken today, this 2-minute or 10 minutes talk of this about Guru, we offer it at the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj, who is behind us, who is continuously conveying whatever we have to say, whatever we have to hear. And we consider ourselves as fortunate to be able to even sing or speak about the glory of Master. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om.